All right, guys. Well, first of all, elephant in the room. I am sucking wind right now. That was a pretty good little hike. I don't know if you'll be able to see it out there, but a bunch of hot air balloons. Just a beautiful Saturday morning. This is the Spanish Fork lookout point, and one of the parks I had added is this giant mountain, which is called Loafer Mountain, WMA. And at the top of that road, not the top of it, well, actually, yeah, where it ends, which isn't far beyond that tree line, is the DWR territory for the Loafer Mountain. So I'm gonna go set up my antenna and go do some QRP CW. But pretty beautiful up here. Really glad we got the spot added. Oh, he's giving me a park to park and I'm not paying attention.
Something I've mentioned is I really love finding access points to different parks on the air locations. And you'll notice there isn't always a lot of access to a number of different parks, but I did find this hiking trail from the Spanish Fork Lookout. And here you can see my actual location. The only other times I've activated this park are where the road intersects it there in the northeast.
All right, guys, just got done with the POTA-Activation up here at Loafer Mountain. I've activated Loafer Mountain 3 times. This is one of the new parks I had added with my local POTA representative. But every time I've activated, it's been from my truck and right off of a highway. So this park's actually a little hard to access. From what I can see, I think most of it's gonna be foot access. This is actually the Spanish Fork Lookout. I'm gonna walk you guys through the setup today a little bit. Yeah, it's really beautiful here. That tree's kind of blocking the entire valley view, but I can see my house down there. That's Spanish Fork, Utah. Hobble Creek, where I normally am at, it's that canyon right there. That's the Hobble Creek wildlife management area all the way down there. But yeah, this is called the Spanish Fork Lookout, and I am running the ATU-10 today with the QMX and the Bamatech. The Bamatech has really grown on me. I send really well with it now. There was a time I did not. And yeah, this was a kind of a interesting, I'll share a picture of the boundary. I might just share a clip or a photo at this part of the video so you can see where I'm at, but I am barely inside the Loafer Mountain WMA. And what's really fun is it's accessible by foot. So I can just kind of hike it, get up here, really beautiful morning hike. It's about 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. And you'll notice that selfish POTA activator, I've stuck a giant antenna with wires on a hiking trail. That's really poor amateur practice. But the conclusion I drew was, man, it's really overgrown. I don't think anyone hikes this trail, which is a bold assumption, but I felt pretty confident that I wasn't gonna have any issues. It's pretty overgrown. And sure enough, a woman arrived and she began hiking up here. And I just said, I'm so sorry. Let me help you kind of navigate. You know, I've got some wires and my radials are out and that type of stuff. It's actually it's really easy. I'll show you guys. You can obviously just walk right by it. And she was really, really kind. And she said, oh, no worries. So she came by, and literally 30 seconds later, she came back and she said, oh, you know what? My trail map is wrong. This is the wrong trail. So she had said she had never hiked this trail before. So it was kind of just a coincidence. Now, of course, I'm sure there are people that come and hike it, and I really shouldn't stick an antenna like that. I think it would be a good idea. Maybe next time I might do an end-fed half wave, because these trees are actually, just with the elevation and the grade, if I put an end-fed half wave up here, I'll do great. But man, this Wolf River coil, this was an awesome antenna today. If you guys watched my activation yesterday at Antelope Island, you know, it was very beautiful. Brutal, that's a new word. Very beautiful, very brutal, and not beautiful. Goodness gracious. Okay. I just created a new word. Feel free to use it. So today was a completely different story. Man, if I can show you guys. So I would say I got the park activated maybe just over 30 minutes, which is like a dream for me. Let's get that focused. Jeez Louise, is that focused? This is what I get for filming on my iPhone. Yeah, so I had, you know, right off the bat to get Washington and then Florida. It's like, okay, my propagation, 20 meters seems to be working pretty good. And then I got Arkansas, Indiana, Washington, Texas, Tennessee, Utah. I love getting Utah. That state by far throws me off. When someone sends me da-da-da-da, I sit there for like 5 seconds. I'm like, what the hell was that? What was it? Even though I send it every single time. That's like, you know, instant character recognition, the script of POTA, the routine of POTA. It's funny to get that state and think, what is that? And it's because it's far and away the least, you know, not the least, I guess. I don't get a ton of Delaware, or I don't get a ton of other, you know, certain states, but when I get Utah, I'm like, what is that? But I love getting Utah. That's a lot of fun. This guy on his QRZ page, it says he's an E from Utah, so. But then I got Minnesota, Texas. This was a park to park, really fun. I got Tim mobile in Kansas. I just heard the end of his call sign. I was like, was that Tim? And I heard, I don't send a lot of slashes. I don't know if I'm supposed to send that back. But man, getting Tim mobile, he said he was on a ham stick, 20 watts with his son driving, which is pretty cool. But I know, Tim, you tried to come to me yesterday. Thanks so much for coming to me today. Fun to get you from Kansas. You had a great signal, by the way. And then wrapped it up with NN9K in Illinois. But man, really fun activation. You'll actually see the mountain bikers down there. They can probably hear me talking and filming them. But they've been, a bunch of mountain bikers have just been lapping. It's a really cool kind of mountain bike track. It's kind of small, but it's been fun to watch those guys just lap it. But anyway, guys, that's the activation today. It's going to be a shorter video. Not very much on-air action. I actually did get the park to park. I might share that. But what was funny is as I was filming it, I wasn't paying attention, and then I noticed he was sending me a park, which is an interesting topic. A lot of the parks to parks I get, when I send those to guys, you know, really experienced activators, they don't really have much interest in exchanging park names. I think they just know if I'm hunting them, I have their park number and I'll upload it. Whereas other activators, they want you to share the park number. So I never know. It seems to be kind of half and half in the POTA community, whether or not you share your park number when you're doing a park to park. I'd love your guys' thoughts on that. But thanks for joining me. I did try to share some of the video of the hike as well as the activation. And oh yeah, if you can't notice, this is a really steep grade. So I literally just had to sit my butt here and just plant my feet in the ground, because going down, it's a nice little hill. So wasn't able to use my table or chair, but had some shade and worked out perfect. So thanks for joining me, and 73. Yeah, by the way, my wife fell asleep last night, and so gave myself this fine business tattoo. What do you guys think of it?